Well, you know what, folks? Despite the fact that I've done a lot of videos on this channel about the episode last year called The Lion, where Hannah tells Candace the story of how she was conceived, the fact that she wanted an abortion because she got raped when she was younger. And the lion tattoo has been like the it symbol of theories ever since that episode because it's all about whoever has this supposed lion tattoo is the man that raped Hannah and also Candace's father. And ever since that episode, the story began. Next thing you know, Derek pops up into the show, and myself and a whole lot of other fans were thinking that this guy is the guy. And to be honest, based off what we saw in the last episode, A Good Man, I think that he's the one because I've been saying for months, well, over a year now. Well, no, not over a year, but almost a year. When it comes to Derek, the fact that okay, there's going to be at some point when either he and Hannah have sex. Oh, that time he said they were going away for the weekend to like the beach and whatnot. The beach means the ocean and whatnot, and maybe they'll share the same bed. So no shirt means he'll probably show the tattoo. But then that got pushed off because aside from Melissa jumping from the roof, other things happened. So every time it looked like something was going to happen where they can take a much needed vacation, something worse would happen where Hannah would have to stay. And Derek, being understanding, agreed to it. And then more recently, he was like, we're going away for like, what was it, a week or 2 weeks to the Bahamas? So, like, all snap. But again, no ability to see if he had a tattoo. Hannah's all about, no sex until marriage. Then on top of that, I was thinking, the episode called The Broken Washer. I'm like, Veronica's going to try to put the moves on Derek. And, let's say if he did try to actually fix the washer and whatnot, and his clothes got soaked, he would probably have to take off the shirt. And then I thought it would be a very interesting plot twist because, one, we know that Derek and Veronica have a past because she got him out of jail and, pretty much erased his past, so to speak, if you will, and put him on the straight and narrow with a job, being like a architect because he built houses, a repairman because he fixes things for, Veronica's social circle, meaning that, Derek is making a pretty good living doing an honest man's work. He is a widower of about a year now. His wife passed away. He has 3 college age sons who were all into sports, I believe, like football and whatnot. And he said, he's in like the third quarter. Wait, was it the third quarter of my life? And I'm just like, oh, what if the first quarter was, his troubled past and, crimes and rapes and murders. And then the second quarter was when, he got out of jail thanks to Veronica and they did sleep together. Whether or not this was during her marriage to David, we don't know, but I wager it was. Then, he actually got a wife and started this legit job, had those boys. So one can imagine that, yeah, it actually makes sense, the fact that that will be his second quarter. And now his current quarter, the third quarter, would be, life after his kids have grown up and left the house, life after his wife passed away, and, trying to, just keep on going. And that's how Hannah fits in. So it actually made sense that we were given a lot of clues as to Derek's past, but we haven't had all the puzzle pieces put together. Then I feel like the most convincing thing for me was when he was breaking down during that prayer, when Hannah pretty much, reeling after the situation with Malik, it said, hey, that reminded me of the time I was raped when I was younger. And then Hannah was like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I'm like, no man cries like that, especially during prayer, unless God took him through something. Not to mention, he might feel guilt for past crimes. So that's when I did 2 of the top, wait, let's see, 1, 2. If memory serves from my breakdown of YouTube for 2018, 2 of the top 5 videos, I believe, were Derek videos. Like Derek is Candace's father and confirmed, and Derek is Candace's father. I know that was a lot, and I even said if I was wrong, then I quit doing theories, which kind of can't happen because I do this for a living. But the signs actually point to him being the father. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And then I said in The Broken Washer, if he and Veronica had sex or if he lost his shirt, that would have been interesting for Veronica to see the tattoo and think it would be intriguing. But as the audience, we would know, oh my God, he has that same tattoo that Hannah said that she saw when the man that raped her was on top of her and she couldn't do anything. It's like, I think said, you know, like if you scream or something, I'll kill you, and I'll kill your aunt who was downstairs. So I feel like, you know, if her and Derek got into bed together and the situation was consensual sex or even just making out and she saw that tattoo, she would flip out. So, folks, that's just a breakdown of what is the lion tattoo. It is simply the tattoo that was in a noticeable position that Hannah could see when she was being raped when she was younger. The question is Derek the guy? Well, I'm just saying in the episode A Good Man, don't you think it's a bit too coincidental that, oh, we're not just going to get these two in bed, you know, Derek has to, you know, take his clothes, to shower, but then he's just going to go in the bathroom, then there's a robe on the other side of the door. So in the next episode, you know, because his clothes are going to be washed and whatnot, it's probably going to take some time, so he might just sleep in the robe itself unless he and Hannah just sit up for a while and talk while his clothes are being dried. So maybe he will at least have, you know, like his t-shirt, boxers, whatever the case may be. So yeah, we won't know. And Hannah said, you know, I just want to be held. You know, if you can't do it without having sex, then it's okay. You can go home. But he's like, no, it's okay. So one could imagine, you know, Hannah not being held in quite some time. One might imagine that she might give into her emotions or her body and then that leads to sex. And then the cliffhanger for next week could be the lion tattoo. And then, I mean, moving forward, I mentioned this in the episode review for A Good Man. Remember all those times the cops said they were going to come? Well, excuse me. The cops were supposed to come back the next day to get the fingerprints from the kitchen and whatnot, because that's where Malik was attacking Hannah. You know, that's where he got stabbed. That's where blood was, fingerprints and all that stuff. So I was thinking to myself, you know what? Remember, Derek went into the kitchen at least 3 times and Hannah said, be careful, don't leave fingerprints. And he's like, I was careful. He went in there to make Hannah some tea. Then the next day he made breakfast. Then he went back to wash the dishes. So one could imagine if the cops show up, they'll take the fingerprints. Derek David's fingerprints will be on the kitchen in some places as well. So yeah, you might get the DNA and whatnot of Malik, who, let's just assume he was burned alive in the van. Then the cops find the van, then look up the DNA, and then it's like, well, the person that attacked you was burned alive. And then it's like, his remains were burned, and then Derek David's fingerprints were found at the scene also. But I don't think Hannah would automatically assume Derek did it, because remember, after Malik split the scene, jumped in the van and drove off, you know, RK and Candace, Hannah was rushing to neighbors' houses trying to get somebody to answer the door, and then Derek automatically showed up. So you might assume, oh, what if everything was orchestrated by Derek in order to get Hannah, which I think is a bit overkill. But I think that the police might actually come back at some point with the fingerprints, which they should have been done their job, because remember the episode where Hannah and Benny went to the bank to try to do the money transfer? Derek said he was going to stay at the house because he was going to wash the dishes. So I thought the cops were supposed to come back that day to do their job, but I don't know. The police in this town, as Veronica said, they don't move fast. So I'm just thinking that scene where Hannah is screaming is like, God hurt me. He really, really hurt me. I can't believe he hurt me. Or heard, but I heard hurt. I'm thinking maybe that's when Hannah finds out about Derek's past via the police reports, and then she puts 2 and 2 together because Veronica's an attorney and she saw Derek and Veronica talking outside of the house, you know, when Melissa jumped off the roof. So she might think that, you know, Veronica and Derek are tied into this together, because Veronica did say she would get back at Hannah for this. So who knows? Just speculation on my part. But folks, you know, I think my assumption. I think Derek is the man with the lion tattoo, the man who raped Hannah, the man who is Candace's father. I even talked about it in Battle for the Past. You know, Candace might be sitting across from her mother and father right now without even knowing it. So do you think Derek is the man with the lion tattoo? Do you think Tyler Perry is just giving us a bunch of red herrings and, you know, just dragging out the storyline like so many others? And if he is the man, how do you think Hannah's going to react to this? Because despite allegedly him being the man that raped her, Derek has definitely been a light and somebody to help Hannah carry her load, which she's been burdened with for so long. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to follow Mr. Keith Burke on social media. He is the actor that portrays Derek. And if you have any other theories about who the person might be, a lot of people are still saying that what if Jeffrey Owens' character is the man that raped Hannah? I'm like, I don't think so. And he's not supposed to show up till season 7. Then on top of that, the theory, what if Derek is Jeffrey's father, and I've already done videos on that as well. So remember, because number one, Veronica and Derek have had sex at least one time before. Number two, Veronica did hint at the fact that David wasn't Jeffrey's real father, and I'm surprised it hasn't come up yet in conversation. So let me know your thoughts on this. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.